with Steve Strings. Steve Girardi here. Today I have another review video. It is a review of the Kmise Banjolele model MI1661. I did an unboxing video of this a couple weeks ago, and I'll put the link up here so you can check that out. So I've had this banjolele for a few weeks now, actually, probably. And I've been waiting for my voice to get better from a cold I've been having so I can do a review of it. I should say that so far I'm really enjoying this. Before I dive into it though, let's talk about some of the accessories that come with it. First of all, it comes with a banjolele specific gig bag, which is nice. It's a typical one from Kmise. It's not super thick padding, maybe 3 to 5 millimeters, but it certainly gets the job done. One thing I do like is it does have 2 shoulder straps, which makes it easier to carry. The instrument also came with a tuner, and it also came with an extra set of strings, which is really nice. This instrument is a concert scale banjo-ukulele. It is made of a sapele wood, so it has a sapele neck, sapele back, and sides. And the sound head is a Kmise sound head. Some other instruments have Remo sound heads. These are Kmise's, and I've not had a chance to compare the two of them side by side yet to see if it really makes a difference or not. The headstock on this, you should see, has a nice design to it, not the typical sort of 3-pronged sort of crown shape. And it has the Kmise logo inlaid. I'm not sure exactly what the material is of the inlay. It's a sort of pale color. It looks kind of like a maple color, though I'm not sure if that's actually maple wood or if that's some kind of a like plastic material. Can't tell. If I recall, it has a bone saddle. If I'm wrong, I'll go ahead and put that. And it has this sort of a maple and like ebony floating bridge on it. The action on it, you can see here, is actually pretty good. It has this binding here on the sides of the fretboard, which make it really, really smooth. Also, it has position markers on the side, which are contrasting well to that sort of pale ivory sort of binding to it. It does have a strap button here, and typically I see people when they put straps on these, they'll attach them to one of these pieces of hardware for playing. I've been playing it for the week without a strap. I think I might like it better with a strap. I should probably experiment with that. But for the most part, I'm usually sitting back in a chair, and it hasn't been a real issue for me. This is significantly heavier than a typical ukulele, mostly because of all this metal on it. It just makes it heavier. But it's not so heavy that it's not playable, but for folks who aren't used to banjos, they'll probably find this heavy. Some other fine details, or I should say, when I'm looking at the finish of this, the finish is very nice. I've been looking it over, have not found any finish flaws. Again, this is a sapele neck, but it also has a thin veneer, I presume is also sapele, on the headstock. I presume that's just to make sure it has a nice, clean color to it. On the back, and I should say the back is a laminate. It has a really nice grain pattern to it. And you can see that the back has these screws that hold it in place to the tone ring of it. That's nice because if you wanted to take this off, to have more projection, make it louder, you can do that. Although I can't think of why you would. Even with the back on, this thing is pretty loud. I've seen some other instruments, they actually have like a spacer between the back to let some of that sound come out more. Again, I don't think that's really necessary. The other thing, which is a really nice detail, is you can see it has this sort of ivory, I presume to be ABS or celluloid binding on it, but also it has these three lines of purfling. It's the black, white, black purfling. And that's a little accent or detail that I think really makes this pretty, really quite striking. The tailpiece here is a pretty basic kind of a tailpiece. It's nice because if you need to restring, it's pretty easy to do. Basically, you just tie a knot in the end of the string. You run it through the hole over this little piece to keep it from being sharp at the edge, over the bridge, which has, or saddle rather, that has little notches cut in it, and then just tie it off like you normally would. So if you need to restring it, it should not be a problem. It's pretty straightforward. I've given you a little bit of a sound sample there, sort of in the intro, and I'll try to do some again here as we do some finger picking. Now typically banjos, they can either be picked or strummed. Strumming or picking is obviously projects very well. Let's go ahead and hear another chord progression with the strumming. I should say when another little detail on this. If you look at the fretboard here, and again the fretboard is a nice dark black color, and I'll post up here what that material is made of. But you can see it has these little sort of like almost like little four-cornered like leaves or sort of rhomboid shapes. It's nice because it's different from the typical little circles. It makes it stand out a bit. So what's my overall impression from this? It is a nice little instrument. I can't play it too much around the house because the wife complains because it's pretty loud. So I have to take it up to our den upstairs and play it kind of gently. And I'll play it gently here so you can see you can tone it down. So you can play it softly, but if you want to play it loud, it can get really, really loud. So what's my assessment of this? Again, this is a nice little instrument. Is it something worth buying? If you're looking for a banjo ukulele that's pretty reasonably priced, this is certainly one of them to consider. Kmise has a few different models of this. Most of them are fairly similar, maybe slightly different woods. But most of them look like, at least what I've seen online, look like they're very, very similar to this one here. So again, overall, I'd say it's a nice little banjo ukulele. So if you're interested, check them out. Thanks for watching.